Hi, good evening, everyone. I am again Clyde Ryan along, and I am doing this as my reflective journal for the Philippine Normal University. But also, I'm doing this for the Department of Education, being a part for reflection and reflective journals for that end. Now, our first lesson was about qualitative research because the subject is in itself is qualitative research. So the first week has been an enlightening day as I continue my journey as an ALS teacher and someone diving deeper into the world of qualitative research. My goal remained the same: to explore the ALS program in my district and address the needs for ALS and issues within the community learning centers. Because the question was like, what what keeps you awake at night? So the question is quite personal, but if you think about it, there are really issues in your work that you could really dive deeper and think of really firmly. And I believe that qualitative research can provide the valuable insights necessary to inform program improvements and enhance the education experiences for any else teacher. So one of the key strengths of qualitative research in the context of ALS is its ability to capture rich, detailed data and provide a comprehensive understanding of learners' experiences. Through interviews, observations, and focus groups. I can delve into the factors that contribute to low completion rates and gain a deeper understanding of the learner's perspectives and needs. Now, this in depth exploration would allow me to really propose targeted interventions that address the specific challenges and barriers that I face as an ALS teacher for my ALS learners in the district. Example, um, like for the longest time, there's only 31% of the learners that I enrolled in ALS in Katarman who finished really basic education. And there are many, of course, other learners who finish basic education and go back to the status quo. And I really want to address those kinds of, insights on education. Like, where was I and what have I done? Am I really effective in my teaching? Those are the kinds of questions that come up when our professor asked us of, VP Jenny asked us of, like, what keeps you awake at night when it comes to work. So, however, of course, by learning qualitative research, I also recognize its limitations. It requires very careful planning. It's very first week pa lang po and really doing very much for, a 6 week term. No, and the commitment on time should be very extensive, and there's a thorough data analysis. Additionally, generalizing findings from qualitative study to a larger population can be very challenging due to the small sample size that you could use. You cannot generalize much. And context-specific nature of the research, because okay naman din po because there are existing researches in ALS. Although I do not believe that it's all the same with the whole of the country. We are in an archipelago, and I know that there are really many things that could make us unique apart from the other ALS implementations in the other side of the world in the country. So to overcome the limitations for qualitative research, I am considering the possibility of combining qualitative research with quantitative method, or using qualitative research is a foundation na lang po for further investigations in my thesis soon. So that's it. It's like thinking ahead. Gladly, I'm nearing the end for before my comprehensive exam for my master's degree with the Philippine Normal University. And so I am always thinking na I would go with this kind of research, and I could use the CIPP for this matter to evaluate the program implementation in ALS in Katarman. in our district. And I wanted to show that it's really unique here. Unlike the other places where I can hear them like some teachers say, oh, their learners are going to their CLCs, whatever, and it's different from us. And data would reveal that alone. Example, I have still many diplomas that were not collected by the learners themselves here in this CLC. So meaning they're not really interested to go further than what they have right now. And that's why I wanted to really go deeper into. And that way, by combining the qualitative and the quantitative research, I can ensure a more comprehensive understanding of the ALS program in our division. Even though I have been dealing with it since 2015 and thinking of its strengths and weaknesses. So, hinay-hinay lang, but I have to do it. I have to do everything. Because I wanted really to have a much larger completion rate. Di ba, Arjun? I have with me my students pala. The Supreme Student Government President for Camiguin National High School. We have it here, Arjun. And the intelligent learners, they're working with their researchers also. We have Dulce and then Dylan and then Kent. So they're working and they're listening to me. I don't know if I sound good. And then, by the way, in my quest to understand ALS completion rates and propose interventions, I really find it necessary to define and educate others about what ALS truly is. Like, who are our clientele and how should we address them? It is somehow disheartening naman to see that many people are unaware of this parallel learning system and they would think that this is a second, they are second class learners because they believe that it's only the education in the classroom that's valid. And I want them to know that there's a parallel learning system that provides access to basic education for children in special cases, out of school youths, and adults. Those are the three. So ALS ensures inclusivity because that's what we want, di ba? We have one inclusive education, and ALS ensures that. And it offers educational opportunities to learners of different backgrounds, interests, and capabilities. That's how we're dealing with our learners. Those are our learners. They have different backgrounds, interests, and capabilities. They have different age brackets and everything around which you can think of. This way, I think that I will be able to find help soon from stakeholders representing them research-based data on ALS and its status. So it's really important that I have to do, it's really very important that I have to do localized research, a research that is done locally, because I wanted to show my stakeholders that these are the cases in our community. And I want the barangay officials, the LGUs, the ALG, the other government agencies to understand that we are really different. And as I reflect on the questions that have been plaguing my mind, I realize the importance of conducting qualitative research to find the answers. To find the answers. Why can't why can't enrolled learners finish ALS? So what are the specific challenges and barriers they face? Like it's always the researchers kasi that I've read are always about it's a catalyst for change. It's good and it helped, but there are also researchers to say our learners do not have the 21st century skills that is necessary for them. And I really wanted to look into the perspective also of those learners who did not finish the ALS. Like how those socioeconomic factors influence completion rates. Like, does it really affect? Is it a factor? So what are the challenges that they face? Why they do not finish ALS? Given that ALS is giving them already flexible time arrangements, giving them the basic needs for education like uh, equipment. We have tablets for them. We give them papers, pens, whatever, and then they also decide what time they would learn and whatever. But still, 31% from the past 5 years, there's only 31%, 31.15% who finished ALS. So these questions drive my passion to uncover the underlying factors that contribute to low compression rates and propose effective interventions to address them. And I really want to start. I'm so sorry. And I really want to start it here in our district. But I wanted to address those needs and provide them interventions without really compromising the education that's supposed that they have to supposedly learn, no? And I want to hear them like, what do you want really as learners of ALS? What do you want to finish education and without compromising the quality? I think there's always a win-win situation. I want a compromise between ALS learners and education department because that's what we do. And I'm always inspired by the fact that when I was younger, I was really very idealistic. Like, I hate learners who don't come to class in my sessions in ALS, and now I understand them because they're really trying to work and put food in their tables. There was one time when we discussed about achievement that is supposed to happen for ALS for the next 3 years for our DEDP. And I was lucky enough to have joined the meeting. And then I said to the superintendent, Sir Roy Gazo, then, the then superintendent for Camiguin, I told him that maybe I could give you, sir, maybe 70% or 60%. That's what I told him, I think. And then he said, no, you have to aim for 100% for completion rate for ALS. And because he was the superintendent, I have to say yes. But deep in my mind, I was like, that's very impossible. And then after lunch, I went to the seashore because we had our meeting at the resort in Camiguin. So he came over me and then we talked and then I said, sir, you're very ambitious by saying that you want to achieve 100% completion rate for ALS. And I know, sir, that it is impossible. But then he answered me simply by saying this, Clyde, think of yourself as a father. Then I said, Oh. Then he said, think of yourself as a mother and you have 10 children. And then, are you satisfied na sasabihin mo, oh, it's okay that only 7 of the 10 kids that I have should finish education. And then I was really gobsmacked. I was, mesmerized and I was shocked by the answer. Like, really, it's true because we are addressing our learners so that they would become the better generations. They're like our children, all of our children. We're like the parents, really. And we couldn't live by just allowing 7 of our 10 children to finish education. So it made me realize many things about that. So that's why it keeps bothering me to really address uh, the 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 low completion rates. That's why I need to propose effective interventions, and I could only propose effective interventions if I present also valid and reliable research-based sources. And I want that to be done locally. And I could do it because I'm learning right now. That's why I'm very thankful also for that at Camiguin for allowing me to study in the Philippine Normal University under the LISCOP scholarship. So that's it. Thank you. So this assignment allowed us to read really quite extensively. Our professor would say, read and read and read. Luckily, I read a lot because at night I have time. No, so reading through existing research, I have come across various studies that shed light on ALS implementation patterns, challenges, and strategies for improvement. Like Labarete, there's the analysis on highlighted the need for interventions to bridge the gap between completers and dropouts. So he has this research. And the World Bank's perspectives emphasize the impact of socioeconomic conditions on ALS learners. Like, however, Atilano and the rest of his team uncover the motivation and hindrances experienced by ALS learners. I want to learn also whether or not it's applicable for ALS in the begin. I'm grateful to the knowledge gained from these studies and the insights that they provide, and especially my professor's thorough discussion as to what really to address in my field of specialization. I'd like to thank our first magisterial lecturer, Professor VP Jenny, for really inspiring us. I was so inspired by her discussion. It was not just about discussing the theory of qualitative research, but really going deeper and diving deeper into what can you do when you do qualitative research. And I want also to share that to my learners and to the students who are around here, especially that they're listening somehow of our lessons, and they're also like inspired also to do research by listening to our professor. Yeah, shout out to our professor. They have, the learnings have guided my understanding of the challenges and the needs within the ALS program. It is now my turn to contribute to the body of research and conduct my own qualitative study. I aim to explore the factors influencing completion rates and propose interventions that will empower ALS learners to complete their basic education successfully. So as I embark on this journey of research, I am excited about the possibilities that lie ahead. Through qualitative research, I will have the opportunity to hear directly from ALS learners. Maybe in my thesis soon, I'd be doing mixed research for qualitative and quantitative using the CIPP model, the context, input, process, and product um, model for qualitative research. I want to do that with ALS. No, through qualitative research, through this term subject, I will have the opportunity to really hear directly from us learners, understand their motivations, and uncover, of course, the obstacles they face so that the whole of community of Katarman will be able to help us in addressing this and help our learners to be successful. So armed with this knowledge, I can advocate for effective strategies, interventions, and policies decision that will enhance the educational outcomes and experiences of ALS learners in my community. So with each step forward, I grow more confident in my ability to make a difference. I am committed to conducting rigorous qualitative research, acknowledging both its strengths and limitations, of course. By embracing a multidimensional approach that combines qualitative and quantitative methods, I will ensure a comprehensive understanding of the ALS program and work towards creating a brighter future for ALS learners. With continuous guidance from the people around me, motivating me to do more and to do my best from both DEP and PNU and the community itself that I'm in, I'm excited to embark on this research journey and make a positive impact on the lives of ALS learners. So I'm really very excited. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening to my first diary entry for qualitative research. And I know it's successful and I could use this. Thank you, and thank you for watching and listening. I'm ending this stream. Thank you. Mabuhay. I love you.